Of course! Of course!
Well, we're going to follow back to meet the elf because we've been prophesied to go along. So why not?
So you enter the tavern.
Well, actually, why don't we not go? And then our prophecy would be wrong.
Yeah, but then you'd get curious and come in.
You enter the tavern. There's two tall, long, dark-haired, Asian-looking elves in full green leaf pattern armor with glaives standing right by the door. You walk in, it's like, what? They're right there.
What?
Saphiro, Paladin of Tor, at your service. I will thank them in Elvish.
Erta presai.
And then carry on through.
Nyama. Chan po kia chong, chi fan chun chu.
Interesting. I obviously understood that.
And they basically, welcome tracker, we've been following you.
The tracker has now become the tracker.
The Trekkie.
I wouldn't say tracker because that sounds even stupider.
It's in complimentary phrase. So, bright tavern, dark corner. There's lamps. They're just not casting light.
Oh, okay.
Elf.
That must really bring down the mood if you do that all the time.
In the light, you can be seen by those who have the vision.
Well, some people can see in the dark, so you could be seen in the dark as well.
Let the dark cloak your movements. A shadow is better than a robe.
Hello again, my lady.
Priest of the Justice God. I'm Bjorn. Welcome. I trust your journey was harmful. He'll order several flagons and sit down.
I don't need to introduce Sulam, I take it?
Of course not. 看来臣下. You understand that?
But I look confused.
You shouldn't.
I know, but I'll look confused.
Okay. So it is such. You are free to step onto my portion of the roof. There is water and shade for you. Well, you are a surprise. I was told to expect you, but I did not believe.
What isn't there to believe?
Well, we live in interesting times.
You can't just be...
夜见骨头，他来找木盘哈。
你好，毛小水。
Last of your tribe. You have been sent. We seek the same man. Bjorn, you will understand what I mean now when I say one so dangerous. To put it in terms you can understand, there is a man. He is no man, but he appears like myself, and to be honest, we are related.
Brother?
Nothing so childish. He walks the frozen wastes of the north and brings ruin. You will know him by his snowy countenance. He gathers a large force, and he has unbalanced the table of winter. The Frost will grow and consume the earth. You can see it happening even now.
The glaciers they spoke
The
of?
terrible winters to the south that you have witnessed and struggled through. The fact that Castamere is ice-locked. And Frostwatch. No supplies reach there. And it snows ever constantly. No mere winter this. Even you must admit it is bad. The table of winter has been upset. If you would do good here, you have two choices. You can return to your king and say, they need men. Or you could actually help. You can't kill him. Yet. Too strong. The stone cannot break. But perhaps it can be worn away. Will you help or not? I won't lie to you, you could die.
That is the same for almost anything.
It certainly wouldn't be the first time.
I could fall down the stairs and break my neck from nothing.
You think a journey into a lament could prepare you. It doesn't.
Death is only another step in the way.
You would know. There is much death ahead for you. One of it is your own. Maybe two of it.
So be it.
You said yourself this is an imbalance. I am a representative of the god of justice, so therefore I must put balance back in check where possible.
And I have been sent because it is my responsibility. Have any of you heard of Winterhome?
Did I come across any of the shit I read?
Roll. Could use the new dice tray for something.
I got 9 in my Enter 16.
Yes, supposedly it is the mythological home of winter, where winter is from, as it were.
You mean the children's story that winter is from a house?
Do I seem like the kind of person who would waste their time with children's stories?
I don't know, we haven't talked very much.
It seems like an answer you would give. One would hope you'd be less difficult in your youth.
What are you talking about?
When it's time for you to know, you will understand. And then you will wish you didn't.
We was made the most annoying people.
It's because you annoy them.
You ask too many questions, Adrian.
Questions are important.
Yes, but the right
Sometimes
ones.
you need to know when to listen.
Sometimes it's not worth listening.
And then you wonder why Sulan just walks away from you. Carry on, my lady.
To the north and slightly east of here, there is a cavern. If you descend into the cavern, you will find a series of interconnected chambers. This is Winterhome. It is real. But it is not the home of winter from your stories. Rather, it is the house of several powerful magical artifacts, which I wish for you to recover.
Well, I think we've got Adrian aboard now, just judging from the look on his face.
Good.
Is that where he got this sword?
The what?
The sword that glows blue with the power of winter.
Oh, that. That was something of his own make. You will find greater than the sword at Winterhome. you will find what he has found and abandoned. Because he must. If you journey there, you will find an artifact. I have seen it. It is bronze. If you bring it back to myself or another seer, we can determine where one of the powerful artifacts is, and then you can retrieve it. With each artifact we get closer to defeating the man you have been forced to kill, and the one who is causing problems. I will not lie to you. He is not a servant of Jor-Karroc.
You said the name.
In the dark, I am invisible.
Isn't the dark where he resides the deepest?
In his prison of fire. We are safe here. But only here.
I'll take your word for it, but I will still not utter that name. So is there a reason you've chosen to speak with us about this instead of possibly more capable locals?
How could I have chosen to speak with anyone else? It had to be you. You are the ones that I saw myself speaking with. Although there was another. But she couldn't make it tonight. I fear her path is confused and weird. With a Y. You must have more questions.
I'm still stuck on how you know me.
Have you ever heard of what the Southrons often miscall elf magic?
No, not really.
It is not magic. It is just elf. It is natural. Except for the elf lords, to use your term. The powerful older ones who live more to the north. They have magic. And it is through such magic that I have met you.
Okay.
Do not mistake me for some cheap marketplace seer who will look at your palm and say, yes, look how long your lifeline is. And there's a swimming pool in your future.
A what?
A contained concrete lake.
You still haven't really answered my question.
One day, you will answer the question.
Thanks, that's really helpful.
It isn't. But I cannot tell you. Though you have seen, you have experienced for yourself imagery while you were below.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Sure, in time you will find out, Adrian.
Yes, time ever was an interest of yours.
I
And
still
will
do
be.
have questions myself.
By all means, we are here at the conversation stage of the quest.
With these magical artifacts, I assume they're not very well known. Why are they there? Why haven't others already claimed them? Why hasn't the army claimed them?
They have.
But you said that they're...
There is a bronze artifact that
Yes.
will let me see where they are, or at least one of them.
And they have
When I see where it is, you can go get it.
What will it do?
I don't know.
They haven't got... bronze
Okay, sure, that
artifact
seems like a
itself.
great idea. We'll just go on a potential quest to get an artifact that we don't even know what does. Oh, it might help. Oh,
That's why we have those scrolls.
what scrolls?
Oh, that's right, you took them.
No, we used them all.
I thought it was obvious. We go get the artifact, and then she can, through the artifact using magic, glean where the rest of the stuff is.
We don't even know if it's going to do anything or what it does. It's sight unseen. You're going on a perilous journey to get an artifact that might not even do anything.
Too much
Talking, yes.
talk.
This from the person who just blurts
She
out
helped-
magical words they're not supposed to when given
It is
advice from
Sufficient
wiser
to
mages.
say that I have been made aware that the artifacts are necessary to reverse and stop what has been done. Although I do not know the specifics of how.
Oh, great.
Of course she doesn't. She hasn't got the artifact yet. I'm sure
Well,
she
then,
will
yeah,
once-
but
once
not
we
having the
retrieve
artifact
it.
still lets her know that it's going to work, doesn't it?
Go up to the
We'll
bar.
take things one step at a time.
Yeah. Just take things one step at a time. Go on a quest that we
Okay.
might die on to get a thing we don't even know if it will help. Oh, brilliant,
Look,
Severo.
it's like when you're doing research into something, Adrian. You get a lead,
The
you go to
bar.
a book, you read something in the book, and then the book leads you to another clue.
When
And then you go to that other-
I read the book, I don't potentially to die.
See if I can get the attention of the elf.
How do you know that? It could be a magical book.
Well, then we're talking about something completely different than just researching in an Athenaeum.
I'm just saying that in order to get to point D, you have to go from point A to B, and then B leads you to C, and then C leads you to D.
Yes, but how do you know you're not going down the wrong path to begin with?
Because the goddess tells us so. Let's just do this and carry on.
Oh, and she's your goddess? She knows exactly what your goddess has to say?
Did I say she was my goddess?
She
No.
sees things that
She sees things that you don't see. You're just believing her.
because she's seen things that she couldn't possibly know about
Magic!
without being an actual seer.
你的夸hình是来小高气。
I don't understand that.
I'm taking the good just as. Hurry the fuck up.
Whatever.
How
I don't suppose you have any insights into Sulan's shield maiden while we're speaking.
I understand. You want proof.
No, I.
Very well. I will give you your proof you want. The stone has never touched the rain, and vice versa. At the night, the glories of old traipse through the streets in a mockery of their once great past. The greedy one shall point the way. You have come far, and your brother is not the brother you think he is. He is ambition. He is also like you. But you have never known him.
I started writing this shit down.
In place of a companion, you would escort a queen. Beautiful as the winter's snow and twice as cruel. Twice as cunning and keener than the blade that was forged before her. You will go because you are told, and you will do this without recompense. Two were bought at the price of 20, slain, one following another. You were taken. It encircles you and keeps you. He sees, but cannot now. You will go. Your life and the life of your entire people hangs by a shard of bone. twice down and 3 times again will you walk, to go forward and back again, to do what must be done, and to undo what must not be undone. You have seen and will turn away. Twice again will you do this. Eternity and unbroken, the snake bites its own tail. You will follow it. This is your doom. You have walked your own path, ever shall you do so. What about me? Life is a shadow passing before the sun. You will be inhumed before this year is out. A white mask and black hood. Shadow will consume your heart, and a card in your place.
What?
This is your destiny. You cannot avoid it.
She was saying that too.
Like wheat, you will be reaped.
I kind of thought those murders were confined to the city.
San Ramirez.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Are you okay, my lady? Or is that you face palming?
It is tiring to look at the thread. It wears one. One thing more do I see. 4 seats facing away from each other. And water. I don't know what it means.
What would you have us do?
I have told you.
Yes, but when would you like us to?
Your time is your own.
We should go on the morrow. What, you're not convinced yet?
No, I wanted to do something else.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to go to that major's house.
Why haven't you?
Because we weren't going to do anything today.
We're still not doing any well. We are now, but
We have until tomorrow. You can go anytime you want.
if you get up early enough.
I suppose.
Will you be joining us?
No choice.
You do wish to.
I go.
You do wish to end the life of this. Yes.
I must.
I will pray on this, but something tells me that this is the path to take. I don't know what it is.
Don't feel like you have to do it just because it's a campaign. You're free to choose your own path. There are other things you can
I
do.
know. Leave tomorrow morning. Perhaps you and I could prepare things and give Adrian maybe an hour to see to his own business.
Sounds good.
I'll probably need more than an hour.
That's what we're giving you, Adrian.
We will
Yeah,
be,
but it's a self-rebuilding house.
we'll be back.
We have to
Maybe.
bring the artifact back here.
If we make it back.
Well,
If we're gonna die anyway, what does it matter?
looking at the house won't matter.
Unless you can honestly give us a good reason why you think whatever's there might help us on the journey ahead tomorrow.
I'm sure I'll think of something.
But an army is amassing in the north, and the sooner we get this done, the sooner we can stop it.
I guess we'll just do whatever you want to do.
There's still time to see the wizard tonight if you want. It is not even dark.
Well, I'm gonna go now then.
Do you need walked?
No, I know where it is.
So there's a house in front of you.
Yep.
We'll get back to the rest of you in a moment. You can go in if you want.
Can I see if I can see any like runes or anything, or like magic writing or scrolls?
Oh,
Words
sure.
or anything
It's
like
covered
that?
in it.
Oh, okay.
All round the door frame, round the eaves, lintels of the house, the posts.
Can I make out what I could think it might do?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's really advanced.
Yeah.
Like, stupidly advanced.
Yeah.
And it's all like inlaid with a silvery, reflective, I suppose metal
Yeah.
of some kind. The timbers look fresh cut and new. Town-wise. That's the right word.
So like it looks new compared to everything else around here, which looks pretty.
It's the only house that isn't covered in snow and frost.
Oh, okay. What about the windows? Are the windows...
Tightly shuttered.
Are there runes around them and stuff as well? Okay. Does the door open when I try to open it?
Yes.
Can I see like magical writings inside and stuff? Or?
Around the edge of the mantle of the fireplace and around the stonework of the fireplace. Yes, and also on the inside of the windows, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, okay. So like everywhere that could be a way in and out of the house, essentially. Let's do it. I'll walk inside.
You hear a voice inside your head as you step over the threshold, which says, "Zio dishiti petto."
Could you again in common?
There's no response.
Well, it was worth a try.
There's a suspended, like a light in the middle of the room. There's a crystal like this,
Yeah.
and there's a crackling in it, and you see like light racing around inside, like lightning in a bottle.
Oh,
It seems
okay.
to be intensifying slowly. There's a slight hum in the
Is it getting louder as I stay in here longer?
Well, it's getting louder.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily tying that to any action or inaction
Yeah.
on your part.
So
The inside of the house is tidy and equipped. There's shelves of books, although they're behind like shutters with a like lattice work, so they don't fall out. Or
yeah.
and there's tables with rare glasswork, alchemic stuff. There's more things. Another table with like neatly laid out shards of crystal and open tome thing, and books stand nearby. There's lanterns, unlit, of course, around the place that you can make out. As the thing gets more intense, it lights more and more. It seems a very tidy, very neat, equipped room.
Yeah.
There's a doorway that leads off. It's shut though, so you can't see anywhere.
So you said there are bookshelves nearby.
Mhm.
I'll go have a look at those.
Mm-hmm.
Can I open them, or are they?
Sure, you can open them.
Are there any?
As you open one, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Maros etendo perto." The humming is getting louder, faster.
Shut the cupboard and leave.
Okay. When you've left, the humming starts to diminish. The door closes itself.
Well, that was an experience. I've actually flicked through books on languages and stuff. Would I recognize that language from anything I've ever read?
Sure. Of course. It's basically the language of magic.
Okay.
Old High Imperial.
Yeah. Doubt I'm gonna find a book on that anywhere around here.
Hmm?
It's
just random passerby says as you're standing there talking to you?
Nothing. I'm just thinking.
Southrons. So cutting back to you guys, what are you doing while he's investigating his house?
I'm going to the smithy to see if they've got any kind of bone carving-y stuff that, just on the off chance that they might have something that they can carve dragon bone.
You walk in there. There's a middle-aged blonde man. He's just wearing a leather apron and pants and boots, and he's swinging a hammer. He looks like he's just shaping up the end of some kind of short flanged tool. So, a camphor knife if anyone's interested.
I get his attention and I wait for him to finish his tool. He's almost finished.
Yeah, he'll look that up. Throw it in a barrel. It goes. Psss. So, you're patient enough. Welcome to Davgar's. Well, Sharps. But I'm Davgar.
Ni hao. Lee.
Ah. Davgar.
I have bone. I want
Oh,
make.
you've got brawlers dragon bone. That'll make a good club.
You have something carve?
Carved dragon bone. Well, you'd need bone carving tools, but they'd have to be made of steel. At least. I don't have any, but I could probably make them.
How long?
Well, I have a lot of armor repairs to do other things. A few weeks.
And cost? How much?
That depends. Are you supplying the steel?
No.
I'll have to melt down a sword or two. That's costly. Well, the tools are fairly small in of themselves, so maybe I won't need a tool. As an estimate, full set of tools, maybe 200, 300 gold pieces. I'll give you your bone back. Would you like me to get started?
I think.
Take your time.
Come back. and then I leave and go back to the
What are you two doing?
There was nothing else to do, so we'll just go back.
Okay.
Rest.
Yeah, okay. Sulan did not want to look around or anything.
I've already been for a walk around, so.
Righto.
I'll head back to my room and I'll probably write in my journal.
I'll grab my bag out of your room.
Do you have
Good
work
mate.
tomorrow, Stephen?
No, but I'm fucking shattered. I had work this morning.
Okay, so you don't want to go for much longer.
No, I can't. I'm gonna pass.
Okay, well we'll get to sleep then. So you take care of your maintenance, your prayers.
I did the prayers.
Yeah, so after I get
You
back
groom your armor all up.
Yes, I would, yes.
You do whatever it is you do at night.
Yeah, I mean, after I got back, I probably would have gone straight into Zephyros room, back to the books again.
You suspect that burn
Yeah,
is
intentional.
very intentional. Like it was blotting something out.
Yeah.
Maintenance on all my gear and
Right.
obviously the armor.
Anyone
and stuff.
doing any practice or training?
Well, once I've got the gear going, I'll probably do some.
Okay, just so I know. I don't know what your nightly rituals are like.
I don't think I really have many. It's very
You don't have
simple.
to.
No. I might go do some more labour though.
Okay.
It's kind of.
You can for every hour of labour that you account you have done, you can may be paid 1 copper.
And I probably would have asked Adrian, so how did your mage house go when you came back?
High Imperium voices in my head.
Is that normal?
Nope.
Do you think he was warning you to get out, or?
Well, that's, I assume, what the humming was for.
I'm sorry.
Well, now I just have to learn High Imperium. It's fine.
You were sailing over Windhilda on top of a long serpentine dragon. Its wings spread out wide, casting a shadow over the tiny little village that you came from. The Baron's keep looks so tiny and pathetic from up here, and people scurry around like ants. You continue flying over Burmania, and the soldiers fire arrows up. They just bounce off the dragon. Their catapults send flaming boulders high up, and they bounce off the dragon and you. And you laugh, and you realize they can't hurt you. You're stalking across the tundra. One of the pack has split off, and you're following it. You eventually bear down on it, come up from the crosswind direction, pounce, wrestle with it for some time, and are finally victorious. And as you sit there, its dead head leans up, and the wolf talks to you and says, "Swing hard to break the bone." And you wake up. You are high in the trees, and the wind is pushing it side to side gently. The sound of the wind rushing through the leaves initially just sounds like noise, but then you realize it's actually someone talking. And what they're saying is, it's not a rope you've grabbed. Ken,
Yes.
you feel strange when you fall asleep, like you're suddenly being pulled sideways. You find yourself standing in outside of a huge black stone fortress. It rises up in jagged peaks. And you realize it's not actually rising up at all, it's rising down. And it is upside down, and so are you. Your hair is hanging like that. And above you, beneath you, is a huge sea of roiling, molten rock and fire. It is where the light is coming from. Huge gates before you open up, and you find yourself walking in. And the chamber beyond is lit by fire suspended from the floor, which you are on, in delphs, a kind of pottery bowl. 2 huge doors down the far end are open ever so slightly, just a crack, and you can hear some voices coming from beyond. Do you choose to approach?
Yes, because I want to hear what the voices are saying.
You approach, and as you get closer, you also hear a ringing. Inside that far chamber, you see, towering, the Dark Lord, his 3 red eyes glowing as he works a mighty hammer. There is a dwarf standing to one side, wringing his hands nervously. To another, an elf, wreathed in chains. Moonstone flows towards the forge, and the Dark Lord holds up between thumb and forefinger a sword. It glows, and the door snaps shut. You turn to the side, and there is a figure standing in blood-drenched robe, a crimson color. It flakes. It's old. It stands before you looking concerned, and it said, "This isn't for your eyes." His face is a mess. Basically, he has skin stretched over it and tacked into place with rusty nails.
Oh, okay.
Like 3 of them there, and there's more stretched over there. Piercing eyes, the bloodshot as fuck, look at you. He said, "You are being given an unity, priests of ore. You don't have to do anything but nothing. Just do nothing in your journey into the frozen waste. What say you?
I'm not gonna say anything to him.
Silence cannot save you, priests of ore.
I will do what I must.
Do you think that blade will save you?
No.
It was the last hope. It cannot avail you any longer. Remember, for Rue.
I'll reach out a finger and just touch you on the forehead. It burns. You wake up. Let's find out what happens tomorrow. Next week.
One final question. When I wake up, is the holy symbol burning against my chest?
Oh yes, it's
Okay.
burnt itself into your chest.
Ouch! Okay.
Also, your forehead hurts.
Well, yeah.
So we're back on these days, right?
That was the Champions of Jor-Karroc, an archival recording of an AD&D 2.5 edition pen and paper role-playing game night. The opening credits music was Lords of the Sky from the Battleforge OST. These musics are used in a non-profit archive tabletop session played and no ownership is expressed or implied. Video footage from the intro is credited in its video format. The preceding game night may have contained music and sound from Imogen Heap, George Michael, Evanescence, Age of Wonders 2, Aeon, Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 2, Battle Realms, Battleforge, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Conan the Barbarian, Consortium, Daggerfall, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Darksiders, Darksiders 2, Demon's Souls, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Divinity 2, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, D&D Official RP Soundtrack, EverQuest 2, Fable The Lost Chapters, God of War 2, God of War 3, Guild Wars Eye of the North, Guild Wars Factions, Guild Wars Nightfall, Guild Wars Additional Music, Heroes of Might and Magic 5, Hitman Blood Money, Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning, Krull, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Lords of the Fallen, Lord of the Rings War in the North, Morrowind, Vampire the Masquerade, Oblivion, Pillars of Eternity, Risen, Sacred 2, The Settlers 2, The Settlers 5, The Witcher 2, The Witcher 3, The X-Files, Trine, Trine 2, Unreal Tournament 2004, Wolfenstein The New Order, Fallout New Vegas, Golden Axe, Age of Conan, RoboCop, Blind Guardian, Deus Ex, Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, The Hobbit Trilogy, The Star Wars Special Edition Trilogy, The Star Wars Prequel Trilogy, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4, Serenity, the Star Trek movie soundtracks, Star Wars, The Old Republic, Manos, The Hands of Fate, Babylon 5, Gran Turismo 5, Deathstalker, Phantom of the Opera, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Desadia Duodecim, Miscellaneous other classical music, sound effects, or fantasy tracks taken from YouTube, too numerous to list. Music is used as a non-profit manner to enhance gameplay and is included in the archive as audible on the night. If you would like to be credited for your music and it is not listed here, please send a message to the channel. The proper credit will be applied in the description and future audio credits. The preceding archival recording contains strong language, sexual references, adult themes, and should not have been listened to if you are under the age of 18, have a history of mental disorders, lack coping skills, a chronic inability to press stop or back buttons, find said material offensive, are easily upset, disgusted, offended by puns, are pregnant, or have no sense of humor.
Oppan Gangnam Style.